The Lemon Squeeze Show is here to inspire, empower, and illuminate women around the globe. As entrepreneurs, role models, warriors, the glue that holds families together, trendsetters, career women, and mothers of the earth, we face obstacles daily. We conquer the inevitable. We persevere beyond measure. And we flourish unapologetically. It's a fact that life will bring you lemons. It's a choice for you to make lemonade. Welcome to the Lemon Squeeze Show.
Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello,
your
hello.
host, JoJo Knows, and of course, beside me, I have Constance B and Mizz 31, the fabulous co-host.
Hello, everybody.
And you are tuned into the Lemon Squeeze Show
That's right.
here at WPSN99.com, and we're the Problem Solving Network, baby.
Yes.
And so, again, another great show this week. We have a special guest. I didn't even ask you how you're doing. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. That's why
good.
we're jumping on into this right here because we're excited about this.
You know I'm extra excited about
I
this
want to
topic.
learn more. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so we have this special guest. Her name is Angela Bentley, and she wrote a book titled How to Eat Plant-Based Like a Boss. And
That's right.
so she is going to join us on the air so we can actually chime in and hear about this lifestyle, what made her go plant-based. You know, I'm very interested because I've been a pescatarian going on 2 years, and then now I'm like a almost vegan, but I eat fish type. I'm my own thing, but
I'm gonna go get a hamburger while you
no.
do this segment. Is that okay?
it's okay by me. You know, but I try to eat no processed foods now. The only thing I'm still probably eating that I haven't gotten away from is like cheese, and maybe there's certain things where maybe milk is in it, but I don't really, I don't like eat milk. Cereal with regular milk. I eat almond milk, stuff like that. And so I'm very interested because I want to go all the way in, but I'm not giving up fish. So I guess I'll still be in my own lane. But she is the queen of plant-based diet. And so without further ado, Angela Bentley Henry, are you on the air?
I'm here. What's
Hi.
up?
What's
Hello.
up?
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
As you heard, we're super excited. Well, I'm the most excited, I'm sure.
I'm excited.
But everyone is excited. Miss 31, you excited?
Yeah, I see
Of course.
You gonna eat some plant-based food?
I'll try.
We'll eat a little Caesar salad.
Okay. So
That little Caesar.
but I think you
It's
gotta
not the
change the
changes.
dressing, right?
You do have to change your dressing, but there are vegan
See?
Caesar
Oh.
dressings. That's the thing.
Okay.
There are vegan Caesar dressings.
Okay.
Vegan Caesar dressing.
I don't know where to
Okay.
start. Like, so much to ask you in this first segment before you leave us. But okay, so how have you been a plant-based? And I'm saying this, but let me stop. Let me just say this too. I bought her book, so I'm waving it in the air.
To the wrong camera.
Yeah, to the wrong camera. Here I am, so that you all can go out and buy it. I purchased it on Amazon. And before we end today, I definitely want her to share where all the places you can get the book. But can you share real quickly before we start diving and asking you questions? What made you become vegan? Like, how did you get there? Like, did you watch What's
Okay.
Health? What is it called? What's Health?
No. Yeah, What's the Health did not convert me. I mean, that is a good documentary. I mean, I went plant-based back in 2015. And my reason was solely for health. So about 3 to 4 months before I was diagnosed with prediabetes, my grandmother had died of kidney failure, but after a 20-year battle with diabetes. So for me, sitting in the doctor's office a few months later, it was more like a death wish to me than anything else.
All right.
And growing up the way I have, or in the Black community, you think that once you have diabetes or heart disease or any of these other ailments, that's it. You're stuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor at the time didn't really give me much hope in terms of what was going to happen futuristically. It was more or less like, when the time comes, we'll give you the medication that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that just wasn't good enough.
Right.
And so I did my own research, and I started watching a lot of documentaries, a lot of YouTube, a lot of reading. And that's how I discovered plant-based eating, and that people were curing themselves and reversing these ailments by giving up animal protein. And so pretty much overnight, I gave up animal protein and I went 100% plant-based. And within 3 months, all my numbers were perfect.
Wow.
Like, seriously perfect. Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Look, I'm not saying this is the reason for me, going almost a vegan, but still eat fish type of person. Is it correct? You could lose a lot of weight.
Absolutely. So that's another thing. Over the course of my journey, I've lost more than 50 pounds.
Oh.
And that's without calorie counting. I don't have to use Chronometer or MyFitnessPal on my phone when I'm, registering what I'm eating and what I'm doing. Because when you're focused on whole foods and plant-based foods, like, the weight naturally comes off. Like, your body has a set point, and when you eat healthy, it's going to get you to that set point. And so, it was probably the easiest weight that I've ever personally lost. And I was a person who was always, dieting or trying this new challenge or that new challenge or this product or that product. And when I just started eating plant-based and I stuck to as unprocessed as possible, the weight just kind of fell off on its own.
So, in the book, you have a lot of recipes. What's your favorite?
Well, I'm a snacker. Okay, so I like recipes that make me feel like I'm eating a lot, right?
Yeah,
so like
that'll work
things
for me.
like so things like the chips and the nacho cheese dip. Like, I'll go crazy with something like that. Or the sweet and tangy buffalo cauliflower wings. Right, and so, like, chicken wings was actually the hardest thing for me to give up. Like, that was my jam, right? Like, some
Totally agree.
That was the hardest one for me, was
Totally
chicken
agree.
wings.
Like, honestly, my last meal before I was like, this is it for me, was chicken wings. Like, I was like, I gotta have chicken wings. But anyway, so the cauliflower wings are, like, I love them because, they're bite-sized and I can pop them and eat them. I'm getting all the sauce flavors that I like. And then I would say the chips and the dip are probably two of my favorites for sure.
Now, I wanted to ask you about the recipes that you do provide. Now, are those recipes that you personally experimented with and it turned out delicious, or do you have a personal chef that you work with and you guys come together? Like, how did you come up with the different recipes? So
the recipes are all mine. Right? I wish I had a personal chef someday, maybe. But for right now, I'm a wife and mom who cooks. And here's the deal: like, if you want to maintain this health journey of eating plant-based, you have to eat foods that taste good. Yes. Like, I don't think of this as a diet. Like, when you're on a diet, it's very restrictive, and it's kind of like, ooh, I can't wait till this is over. I can't wait till I'm done with these 14 days or these 30 days, whatever the case may be. Right. But when you're eating healthier, you want it to taste good because then it's not restrictive. And so what I did with my personal recipes was, these were foods that I was already eating. Like, these are just things that I was already eating on a regular basis. And when I got serious about writing my book, I began to, like, measure it now. Okay, how much am I actually putting in of this particular ingredient, and how much am I actually using of this, so that someone else could duplicate it and it tastes just as good.
Correct. Oh, nice. Wow, that's awesome.
So you mentioned, let me go. Okay. So you mentioned you're your wife, you're a mom, and so I have a family at home as well, and they're always, teasing me about my diet. They are not converted like myself, so I end up making 2 meals at home, but they do enjoy, eating some of my foods and can't believe it tastes the way that it does. Have you converted your family, or are you in the same boat as me where you're still making 2 meals at home?
Not necessarily 2 meals. So, because I get this question a lot from people. They're like, I don't want to eat one way and then everybody in my house is eating something totally different. So what I personally do is, whatever I'm eating, that's kind of like their side dishes. And then and then they may have baked chicken with theirs, or some fish, or whatever the case may be. Or because I make things so regularly, there are items that my husband enjoys and my girls enjoy just as much as me. And so now I don't have to make two separate dishes. Like if I make barbecue cauliflower wings, my husband eats the majority of them, and my girls enjoy them too. So it's like there's just one meal. And I think that's a big thing that you could do, like with families, if you're the person who cooks the most, is just start introducing them to items that they're going to like, and then make those items. And then you don't have to double up as much as you think you might have to.
That's a good point, because I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
No, I'm
and
over
I
here
would
cooking
think
like
that too. That how would you
meals.
do that if the rest of the family isn't eating the same way you are? Like, how would you do it? So that's a great way. That's a really great way. Now, was it hard? Well, I know you said chicken wings was the hardest for you to let go. Was it anything else that was hard for you to let go, and then you found a way to make it in your new way of eating?
Like Thanksgiving, because that was the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
That was the hardest for me, was Thanksgiving that first year. Woo.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So, okay, other items that were like my jam is macaroni and cheese. Right, I love some good macaroni and cheese. And when it comes to holidays, like my mom's sweet potato pies or her dressing, like these are things that are near and dear to your heart because you grow up eating them. So there's an emotional attachment, not just because it tastes good.
Right.
So I would say that first year that I tried to recreate Thanksgiving, it was a mess. Like it was nasty. I mean, like my macaroni was dry. It was like I didn't really have the sauce down just right at that point. And so it was bad. It was a tragedy. I mean, but I made it through it. And then I just kept getting better and better because my life and the quality of my life and the fact that in 10, 20, 30 years, my kids are going to be responsible for taking care of me because I had to have that old school macaroni and cheese, or I had to keep eating fried foods, or whatever the case may be. I have like a confidence in knowing that I'm doing the right thing for my health. And so I just kept going with the recipes, and going to restaurants really helped. There are so many restaurants that have vegan food now. And when you go and you sample here and you sample there and you try this and you try that, you begin to develop those flavors yourself. And so, like I said, macaroni and cheese, to answer your question, macaroni and cheese was also something that I really wanted to master because I love macaroni and cheese. And so every time I would go to a vegan restaurant, I would have their macaroni and cheese. And I would ask questions. So what are y'all using? Or what are y'all putting in here? Or, you don't have to give me a secret, but how are you getting it to be like creamy? And how does it taste cheesy? And so when you pick up all these little different tidbits, you're able to get into your own kitchen and make it your own.
Now, is the mac and cheese in the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I already read the recipes. I gotta say, your recipes, every time they say spicy or something like that, oh my God, I'm sold. I so want you, JoJo, to start making these dishes and bringing them in.
I am.
There's so many Mexican and Southern style foods. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the flavor. It has to taste good.
I'm glad to know that you come from a soul family, so
spicy.
you know them spices need to be in there.
It has to be.
Yes.
I see here on your Miss Angela. I see here your the third is mindset training. Your topics to discuss. So, because I noticed that a lot. When we're on diets or, different things that we're preparing for, we prepare to get everything ready to go. And then we don't prepare our mind for it. And so we're like thinking we're all ready to go. And then 2 weeks later, because we didn't mentally get there, we just drop it. And then now we're back in the same habits. And I noticed that with pretty much anything you're trying to let loose in life. So could you let us know how important it is to get your mind there first?
Sure. So if you guys look at my table of contents on the book, you'll notice that that's one of the first things that I cover. Okay, I get into some personal testimonies because people always want to know, why should I do this, right? So you start, if you're trying to convince someone or even yourself, you want to know why. Why do I need to give up all of these foods that I'm accustomed to eating, right?
Right.
So after you get past the educational part and the research part and the stats, now you got to get your mind on board because, like you said, it wears off after a while. And not only that, you may not have the support system at home. You may not have the support system in your family in general. Like, you might be the only one who's eating like this, and every time you go somewhere, people are laughing like, "Oh, you gonna eat more rabbit food today?" Or, or you walk in and people like they're throwing they pig feet in your face. Like, "Ooh, I know you want some of this." Like, you get these things, and so you really have to hold on. See what I'm saying? It happens.
They did it to me a couple weeks ago with the chicken wings.
Yeah, we're sorry. We did.
See, well, at least they apologized, and that's good.
So they love me.
You have to tell yourself. You have to remind yourself of your why. Like, this is why I want to do that, and then you have to hold on to it. But also, the better you begin to feel on this journey is not so difficult anymore.
That's true.
Because here's the deal: that same person that's trying to push me to go back and eat X, Y, and Z, they're having a hard time walking 100 feet. Or they're taking 10 medications every day.
Or they boo-boo don't smell like ours, because my boo-boo don't stink anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all boo-boo be rotten.
But it's green.
Y'all boo-boo be stank.
But yours is green and it looks like you killed something. The first time
it's true. Body odors.
The
first time I went to a vegan restaurant, and then the next time I went to the restroom, it freaked me out because I wasn't expecting green.
But it does. Your body changes, like, it doesn't smell. Seriously, I'm sorry. I'm a little TMI, but y'all know that's what I do.
Right.
No, it's true. No, it's true. I mean, there's other things besides just your body odors. Like, even for females that say that when they're eating a standard American diet, they get a lot of yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis. That goes away when they begin to eat plant-based. They don't have those types.
I can believe
that. They don't have those types. They don't have those type of issues, and that yeast buildup. And that's because most processed foods are going to have a lot of sugar in it. It's going to have a lot of starches and a lot of sugar, the kind that our body doesn't readily metabolize. And so when you get that built up into your system, especially as a female, you're going to be itching down in the crotch. I don't know how else to really say it.
Yeah,
so
we know what you're talking about.
So I mean, those are just some of the benefits for sure, but it's there. For men, it helps with their blood flow. Right? It helps with their blood flow. More greens.
Tell me about my blood
I'm telling you. Tell me. I'm just saying, everywhere that they want that blood to flow, when you up your greens and your plants, the blood is going to flow a lot better and a lot stronger.
I know that. So that's wonderful. If they eat more greens, they don't need to go see the Viagra doctor.
They don't have to do that. They don't have to risk a heart attack.
Strong like bull.
I mean, that makes sense. Because a lot of the meat that we eat and everything, have a lot of steroids and
crap in it.
Stuff that's going into it. And
stuff that's not good for us.
I just think meat is just not the same as it was.
No, it doesn't even look the same.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can't give up the pig, though.
Really?
Nah, not the pig. You can have the cow, but I got to keep the pig.
I gave up the pig. Now, I still eat my beef and chicken.
Nah.
But I did give up the pig.
I'm the opposite.
You said you can't give up the pig?
Oh, no. No, the pig is just too good. It's got too many good things to it.
What are you a ribs guy?
I'll do the ribs. I'll do the bacon. I'll do the ham. You can honey bake it. You can slam bake it. I don't care what you do. Just give me the pig.
Give him the whole pig.
The whole pig.
Oh, the whole pig with the apple in it?
No apple in a Puerto Rican pig. It's just a pig.
No, because in your country,
there's a stick through it. Yeah.
Pork is very big in your country.
Oh, yeah.
And they roast
in Puerto Rico and Mexico,
pig.
so we eat pig everywhere.
They eat pig
I saw at a wedding you have the whole pig there.
Oh, yeah. Pigs, man. We love pig.
Yeah.
So are you going to tell me you have pork ribs?
I was going to say that there are vegan ribs. I was going to ask you if you've ever tried seitan before.
What is it called?
Seitan meat. Seitan, seitan meat.
Oh. You going to bring me some?
I haven't either.
Why isn't she here?
Yeah.
Like, she should be here.
She was going to come.
I'm going to come. If you guys invite
me back,
I'm going to come and bring you guys. I'm going to bring you guys some samples.
She was going to come this week.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, we'll have to have her back.
Why I never was like, I want to be a vegan. Some of the stuff I ate, I was just like, this is disgusting.
But you got to eat the right.
No, that's what I'm saying. From listening to her, it's all about eating the right things, not just eating something somebody's like, oh yeah, this is vegan, because I eat it. I'm like, this is disgusting.
The burger next door is so good.
Is it still there?
And it's a vegan burger. It's so good. Yeah.
I want it.
It is so good. And I was really apprehensive. I was like, this is not going to be any good. And they're like, nah, you're going to love it. Let me tell you something.
I believe there's a good
No, that happens at my house.
it's kind of like just someone swooning you into trying, getting that way. But if you get a whole bunch of stuff that's disgusting, and then finally start getting some stuff that's good, it'll help you get on that track. But I'm just saying the stuff that I've tried, it was just like
there's levels to the food too. Like I understand exactly what you're saying. So like when I first went plant-based, there were vegan foods that I tasted and I was like, nah, I can't do it. Right. But you go 2-3 years into it, and those same foods taste a lot different because your taste buds have changed. Right. When you eat differently, your taste changes. So you have to take it in stages. Like, and I tell people this all the time. Like, even like my sister has lost over 30 pounds since I released my book of eating plant-based. And there'll be certain things that she'll hear about. She'll be like, "Oh, I think I want to try a tofu scramble," and I'll be like, "Nah, not yet." And she'd be like, "Why? That sounds so good. I want that." I feel like you're just not ready for it yet because it's not going to taste as good as it sounds to you yet. But you're getting there. Right. You know what I mean? You're getting there. And you have to recognize that not everything that's vegan you're going to enjoy. Right. Just like as a regular standard American dieter, there's foods that you can go to a restaurant and you be like, I don't like this. That's true. You know what I mean? Or, see, the difference is that doesn't turn you off animal protein. Right? Like, okay, like this pig he's talking about, if you tasted some of that and it wasn't your jam, you're not going to stop eating meat. Right. You just it was just a bad day. Nope. Right. Yeah, you're going to be like, I just don't like that. You know what I mean? But then when it comes to plant-based eating, if you give somebody a veggie burger and they don't like it, they be like, I'm not doing this vegan stuff no more. That's it. It's over.
That is so true.
So it's like, think about what you're saying. Like, you're not going to like everything, but when you find what you like, stick with it, and then you'll grow to something else and something else and so on and so forth.
How do you help the people who like crave meat, like not necessarily like pork or anything specific? Like sometimes when you're eating,
the cravings go away though,
and you're like, I want some meat. You know what I mean?
Are you flirting with me?
Like a texture. You mean texture?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Texture? Like the texture.
I think it's more like
that chewiness?
I think it's more like the taste of it. Like, sometimes. I
agree with her with the texture part because the texture is very important. It may be the
texture, and I just think it may be the flavor of like what you can get from meat. You can use the same seasoning on your meat that you do your vegetables, but your meat just like hit harder than those vegetables. So how do you? No, I'm just being honest. How do you
get? It sounds like she's flirting with me because I'm so hungry, and then she's saying meat.
I'm not laughing at the comment. I've heard that before. What you want to try is like there's really good brands of vegan
veggie
mock meat. Yeah, but what you want to do is you want to go with the ones that are like your Beyond Burgers. That's going to be a more meatier texture. You want to go with Field Roast, makes a really good brand of sausages and burgers. You don't want to go with like a black bean burger, not to start. Because the black bean burger, it's not going to give you that texture that you're looking for. Okay. Right? It's just not going to get it. But then you also have things like walnut meat. That replaces like a crumble. Okay. Yeah. So like a walnut meat, that's going to give you like a more chewy type of a texture. Also mushrooms. So if you take mushrooms and they're kind of like pulse and a blender or a processor, that's going to give you like a chewy vibe. You can also put those on the grill. You can bake them. And you throw those into your dishes, and now you're going to get that more chewier type vibe.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be this attracted to her right now? Is it because I'm hungry?
Sounds so good, right?
No, it really is,
though. I'm going to convert them.
There's actually a place not too far from you guys called the Kale Cafe. It's a Caribbean vegan spot. So they do like your curry type food or your jerk. It's also a full juice bar and a smoothie shop. You guys should get something from them. Like, they're located in Daytona, but they have like curry seitan and jerk mushrooms and stuff that you could try you don't have to know how to make personally at home and see if you like it.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Angela, you have just been phenomenal.
Information.
Like, you are like the real boss for plant-based. You got the perfect title.
I want to meet her.
Right. I'm sorry we have to like go because we just want to hear more and more. But before we do go, and we've shared your book, and I'm showing it again for everyone, How to Eat Plant-Based Like a Boss. Can you please let everyone know how they can contact you, where they can get your book, if there's any other things that you're doing that you like to share, like, just please, like, let us know.
Okay. So How to Eat Plant-Based Like a Boss is on Amazon. It's available in paperback, also in a digital copy. So you just type in my name or the title of the book, and I'm there. On all social media platforms, I am Let's Health with Ange, so LETS, Health with Ange, ANGE. Soon in the making, I will have my own health supplement line coming out, so stay tuned for that.
Great.
Follow me. And I do appreciate you guys inviting me to talk today.
Oh, absolutely. We can't wait for you to come back. Just let us know.
Thank you.
And I'm going to post when I start making some of these dishes. I will definitely tag you. And I'm going to bring some to the show so everyone can taste.
That avocado dip.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
That's right.
Oh, my God, it looks good.
Thank you again.
Thanks, Angela.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Bye.
Wow. I mean, I know we got to go. So we'll be right back, everyone. Woo! I love it. I'm so hungry, and I love plant-based food. And we are back, and I'm your host, JoJo Knows, and Constance B, Mizz 31. We're all in the building here at the Lemon Squeeze Show.
Yes, sir.
WPSN99.com, the Problem Solving Network. And before we just really wrap up what just happened, because it was really good.
Yes.
Let's shout out our sponsors. Miss 31,
yes.
Did you shout them out for
No,
us?
I haven't. I thought you said have I. I was like, no, I haven't yet. So let's give a shout out to Journey Pure.
Bam.
Now matters more.
Bam.
Retreat Behavioral Health.
Bam.
Journey Pure.
Bam.
Now matters more.
Hey.
Retreat Behavioral Health. Bow, bow, bow.
Let's get it.
I like that little remix.
Hey, me too. I think that's the best one we did yet.
I just noticed her little sexy jersey there.
Yeah,
you noticed that little fishnet jersey?
Yeah. Trying to show out over here.
I saw it.
00.
I almost teased you about double. Yeah, but I ain't gonna do it.
It's okay.
You just did.
I just did it.
We both did it.
Yeah,
okay, well, speaking of 00, she just did a 00 with the plant-based food.
Oh, that food.
Oh my goodness.
It sounds so good. Like, I honestly want to try a lot of the things that she was talking about.
I'm telling you all, and I'm not just saying this, but since I have been like eating, well, you know, I was already doing the pescatarian thing, and then I went like, okay, I just want to really eat plant-based foods, and then the exception is gonna be fish because I just don't want to give it up. So I'm like in my own little special place.
Yeah.
I feel so much better, like just in general, the energy, you know, just the way my body feels, like the whole 9, and the food is really good. And I agree completely with her because I started out with the pescatarian, so I was eating a lot of like soy burgers and stuff like that to have the vegetarian meat as a replacement of, you know, needing that still texture and all that which y'all were talking about before.
Right.
But now I have graduated to like the black bean burgers, the lentil burgers, the pinto bean burgers, and they're really like good, like seriously. And even in my house, you guys, I cook like my meals, and then I was telling y'all, I cook a whole separate meal.
We know, girl, Christmas.
Not exactly. And
I don't.
well, I cook a whole.
You gotta come.
I cook a whole spread for one, you know, for the family, and I cook my own spread. And sometimes they will eat all my spread, and they won't even know that they've ate, like, because before I would make like a spaghetti for them, and then the vegetarian spaghetti. They'll eat the vegetarian spaghetti all, and I'll come home like, where's my spaghetti? Oh, we thought it had the meat in it. Like, I'm like, what? You know, but that's like how you learn how to really like manipulate and play with the flavors and the spices and stuff like that.
Good.
And you can really make some truly good, healthy food and not miss meat. So I'm just like advocating for it because it's really good.
My friend, when I went home to visit, her brother is vegan, so he took us to a vegan restaurant, and it was actually really good. And I do feel the difference, like from when I go out to eat somewhere and I'm eating meat, and then when I was eating there, I had energy. Like after we ate, they were like, "You want to go to the mall?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Normally I'd be like, "Time for a nap."
Yeah, that I did.
Yeah,
like,
so seriously?
No, like seriously.
That'd be important for me because I fall asleep after every meal.
like when you eat vegan food,
You be on go.
You're actually
Yeah.
are full, because I was shocked. I was like, I'm full, but it's not stuffed.
It's not a heavy full.
Yeah, it's not a stuffed full. It's like you're full. It's weird.
You guys
I know.
gonna make me go vegan, man.
Listen, it's
I'm
so
telling you,
weird.
it's
Blood
really
flow,
good.
awake.
Like
you hit on two of them already.
You will want to go and do stuff. Like, I wasn't tired when we were hanging out and stuff. It was like, okay, I still got energy. I can go do what I want to do. Like, and you're full. It was just a good feeling. I was like, oh, so this what it's supposed to feel like when you eat food? Like, you're not supposed to be about to croak over and ready to take a nap.
But we're so used to feeling like crap because of all the stuff they put in our food. Yeah. Like, it's a difference. And it was truly like it was a change, like a transition. Like, your body goes into like, wait a minute, because it's so used to all the gunk and the junk. And unfortunately, like, and the reason why I did it was because it's not because I like meat, and it's not like I'm like, you know, anti-meat or anything like that. Obviously, I still cook it for my family, but it's just sad what they're doing to our darn meat.
Yeah, all this.
You have to be careful with the vegetables too, because they still spraying all that crap on your vegetables.
Right.
You know, I'm lucky enough to be like live in a country where I can get a lot of fresh stuff from farms, and you know, like people who don't have those things in the foods like at the grocery store. But it's just like sad that they do that to our food, because if you go into other countries, they have the same foods. Like, they have McDonald's and they have KFC. But they are not allowed
it's
to.
It's healthy, right? It's a little
yeah, they're not allowed to have like that fake behind burger that they feed us, that cardboard, because it's regulated in their country.
Right.
Like, one thing that everyone kept telling me when I went to Jamaica was, you got to try KFC. I'm not going to eat KFC in Jamaica. But the reason was because they wanted us to taste the true chicken, because the chicken didn't have all the hormones and all that crap in it, and it tastes like a whole different.
What if I like the hormones though? It kind of tastes good.
I mean,
it's better.
I think we think that we like it
until you taste the real thing.
Yeah, until you taste something else. That's why I said when I went to the vegan restaurant, it was actually really good. I couldn't even be like, y'all took me to this nasty place or whatever. I couldn't even say that. I was like, it's actually good. I have energy. I can't really
go back.
Yeah, I will actually go back. Like, I will actually go and spend money there. It's just I've been to places here, and I'm like, okay, no, I can't get with that. You know, that's why I said if I found a place or had recipes where I could possibly do it, I have no problem. Like, I don't have to have meat every day, because I really like a lot of vegetables. Like, I like the weird vegetables.
Yeah, and so do I, actually. I actually like a lot of vegetables.
You know, that's a challenge for us, you guys. Well, y'all, maybe, like, it's not about being vegan, but maybe, like, start saying, okay, you start small, like, okay, once a week I'm going to have no meat, and do twice, and then kind of, like, you know, halving it up. Even just doing that in itself, I'm sure you'll see a world of difference, like, in how you feel and stuff like that. And I'm at the beginning of my journey with the plant-based. Y'all know it's only been like almost, I think, a month and a half.
You want to know something funny? Earlier this week for lunch, I forgot. I bring my lunch to work, so I didn't have any meat. I was like, I'm gonna go get meat, like side of meat or something when I go on my lunch break, but I didn't get it. And then, you know, I've been eating like my little snacks and stuff that I'm trying to eat healthier. Yeah. Right. And so by the end of the day, I was like, I'm not hungry. And I was like, is it because I didn't eat, like, you know, meat? I actually ate a lot of vegetables. I was doing, like, I made my little bags of, like, celery and carrots, and then I made my own, like, trail mix, and then I had for lunch, like, some asparagus, some green beans, some squash, stuff like that, and I was going to go get some meat. So then I was like, and I felt good, like I wasn't tired. Like, I was shocked at, like, how much energy I had that day.
Well,
and I was wondering, like,
that's really
is
good.
it because I didn't eat any meat today? Like, and now talking about it makes sense. Yeah.
When I decided to stop eating, because, you know, I told you, I keep saying it again, pescatarian, and I was eating like the soy burgers, like the Morning Star and the Guardian burgers, but they have a lot of soy, and so you have to be careful when you go vegan too, because you can just
too much salt.
Soy.
Well, soy's not good.
Soy will blow you up, you know. Yeah. And so I realized, like, let me stop doing that and make my own veggie burgers. That's what really, like, got me converted. And I promise you all, in a week span, just me not eating any processed foods and just the veggies, and then still eating the fish sometimes, I lost 7 pounds.
Oh, cool.
That's wonderful. Just fell off, and I don't, you know, measure my food. Like, I'm going to eat till I'm full. You know, it's just luckily I'm eating vegetables now, and I still eat my little snacks and stuff. But just, like, getting rid of the processed food, it just started, like, falling off. Not even working out. Not even walking. I do yoga once a week, and it's, like, starting to, like, fall off.
Right. It's starting to show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good. That's wonderful.
So, y'all catch me in a couple months.
Did you get your before picture done?
No.
Did you do a before picture?
No, because I just
well, then you better do it soon.
I just did it just
do
to
it now.
feel better.
You should do it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, tell your man to get not now.
No, not literally right now. I mean, like, you should do it like now, like within this week, so that in a couple weeks
you should.
you'll see the difference.
You should.
True that. So with that and a lot of other stuff I got going on, I'm gonna be fine.
Not fine. You already fine.
No, I'm gonna be fine.
Okay. I think you already fine, but
well, I'm gonna be fine on.
Final.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And so with that being said, you guys, I guess that's a wrap on how to eat plant-based like a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CB, you ready?
I am ready.
Girl.
All right.
that's what you
Inspire us.
Yes. That sounds me. That it is CB's inspiration. And this is kind of going with how to eat plant-based like a boss. Sorta. Always remember to take your vitamins.
Hey.
Vitamin A is for action. Vitamin B is for belief. And vitamin C is for confidence. Vitamin D is for discipline. And vitamin E
It's for what? Excellence?
yes.
Oh.
Hey.
So that
Hey, what's F for? Is there a vitamin F?
no, it's no vitamin F.
Didn't
for
need to be.
that. So that is what I picked that one because I felt like, yes, it is wonderful to eat that way. My mother, she's a workout. She is just, I have watched her go from a nice swole size. She's always been fit, but, through the years, I've watched her body just, collected all of the, exactly. And so now, since she's been dedicated to working out, she prep her meals on Sunday. She got her little sectional containers, and it has the side. She does still eat meat, so she has like the grilled chicken. She grills it a certain way, lightly seasons it. And then she has like her broccoli. So she does all that stuff, and I'm watching her go through this, and I'm like, wow, I'm not ready for that yet. But watching my mother basically is teaching me the proper way, and then hanging around you all who also are eating right and doing right and sharing tips and stuff. I'm like, okay, so when I'm ready to get to that point, I have all the great resources around me. So
Yes, you do.
Aw,
keep it
so
strong
sweet.
and long, guys.
Thank you. We love you.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say, I know we're finna go on break, but like something small. Instead of using like regular oil, like using avocado or coconut oil. You know what I mean? Like
my wife does that.
Like little stuff like
So
that.
I heard applesauce was a good substitute instead of using
Extra
oil.
version is good.
Never
I
heard
always
that.
use extra virgin.
Yeah,
No
that's,
matter what.
that's
I
still
do
good,
extra
but
virgin.
I know the avocado and the coconut.
love
is
that
really
avocado
good.
oil.
Yeah, me too.
Have you heard
my
it?
new favorite?
Yeah, we did. My wife did my fries or my tortillas. My tortillas for tacos in avocado oil. Oh my god,
It's so good, right?
It was so much better. It really was.
I would try it.
Probably because it's not all that.
It's just more expensive.
It's expensive.
It's stupid expensive. That
But it's
avocado
worth it
It's
when you
like
think about
a
your
little
health.
bottle like this for like $12.
Yeah, and that coconut oil is good for all kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
Gotta like that coconut oil.
Yeah. Put in your food. Put on your body.
Yeah, you can rub it all over.
And that's me.
You know.
Total drown myself.
So don't say that. I'm hungry right now. I'm telling you.
Me too. Trust me. Me too. I'm like.
Did you say you had a lemon
juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the lemon juice is like changed kind of. Sometimes they're like dramatic or like some crap going on, and then some are just motivational because I kind of thought
awesome.
of lemon juice and what we stand for is how we're thrown lemons or we've adopted lemons by no choice. They just came our way, and it's just up to us to make lemonade with them either way. And so here's another lemonade moment, lemon juice of the week. And her name is Toni Harris. And she made history as the first female athlete to receive a full football scholarship.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Did you see that?
I want to say I've seen that.
She's a black girl, or black lady. Girl.
Right. I think I've
A
seen
football
that.
scholarship where?
I mean, I don't know all that.
Oh, okay, all right.
But like
Not Tuskegee.
ESPN, right? You ain't hear about that, did you?
Because if you
ESPN interviewed her and everything. Like
I really
she's the
think I've seen
first.
that.
She's the first female athlete. Which I love that they didn't identify her like the first black female athlete.
Right,
She's the
just
first
first
female
female.
Period.
Yeah, who got a full football scholarship. Like that is
crazy.
amazing. Like, 'cause I mean, that's a male sport.
I wonder what position she plays.
I don't know, but she kicking butt
But
out
we
there.
can always Google
Respect the hustle.
That's right.
Respect the muscle.
You
know, that's
you
just
can
like
do anything you put your mind to that you really want. You can do it.
Not to change subject before we go on break. Have you all seen like female CDL, like females driving like the big semi trucks?
I think that
I'm always
so
like,
cool.
oh my gosh, like yeah.
You know, I almost drove trucks.
Yeah.
You say you almost did?
Yeah.
It's a CDL's license.
It was good money.
Like 3 years ago, I was offered.
You just thought about it?
No, I was actually offered
to go to school.
To go to school, like this guy was like, "We'll pay for you to go to school. We'll do the licensing and everything."
Oh, you should have done it.
Well, I did. What happened was I ended up started managing. So it both happened around the same time. So I just went with the managing. But I think if that managing wasn't there, I'd probably be a CDL. Y'all see me pulling up.
I think that is so cool when I see like women
It's
in
like badass.
like male
real.
dominated
Yeah.
positions such as that or construction, you know, and they're not working behind the desk like doing the HR.
And they don't look
out
total
there.
butch. Like I've seen some of the female drivers who seriously
Yes.
look like Joe and I.
Pretty
And
and
then-
feminine and whipping
And
that
whipping
baby.
it.
You know?
Looking back in the reviews. And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, honey.
I think I do good at driving.
Here I am,
I'm
can't
good at
pair,
driving,
I can't
Get that
parallel
CDL.
park.
with SUVs. You know, my friends always say, "Girl, you be whipping these SUVs." Girl, I be like,
There you go.
That's what I just said. I
That's a
can't
good
parallel
license.
park a Camaro, let alone drive a
"Oh
semi
no,
truck.
girl, I be whipping it." My friend like, "How do you whip these big trucks?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's just kind of easy. You just you know, do your thing."
Hey.
You know what's crazy? Smaller cars are a problem for me. It's like I don't know why. Is that weird? Like,
Yeah.
You just
Small
It's just
cars.
you feel more comfortable
Yeah,
in
I do.
in
Like
Like
something
you just
bigger.
throw it around.
Yeah.
You just like big things. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And with that,
We'll be right back.
I do like big things.
What I'm talking about love. Talking about love and happy, yeah. Talking about love and happiness. Love and yeah.
And we are back to the Lemon Squeeze show here at WPSN99.com. Love and happiness,
That's right. Love.
which means love and
happiness.
relationship time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
Oh.
dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
So what do you think about prenup?
oh,
Oh my goodness. So let me tell you.
Oh, you gotta jump in there.
Yes, because I totally believe in those. Like I totally believe in those, right? However, I am so for building together. Like we are here now, and so we've been working together years on years, and you know we accumulated all this money, all this land, all this property. We've done this together. Now, if I've already, and if he, whatever, has already done all the work, and then he brings you or she brings you into their world, I am most definitely for prenup. I am for it. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
What's your thought?
uh-oh.
What's your
Brittany.
thoughts?
Well,
He gave your whole name.
I know, Mom.
Brittany. Speak, Brittany.
I was like, he was calling her fourth.
I feel the same
Speak up.
way as Constance. If you all didn't have anything coming together and then you build something, I don't think you should really have a prenup for that. But if, let's just say,
I don't think there are prenups that are done before you build.
Well, I mean, some
Just in case I make more,
some
I want you to
people-
sign this in advance.
I mean, you just never know. Some people.
Okay.
But if I was rich and then I met someone who wasn't really on my level, but I loved them, I'm going to protect myself and assets
Of course.
just in case
Of course.
something happens, you know, towards the end. It should be something reasonable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It should be something reasonable. It shouldn't be something like, you get nothing and I keep everything. You know, let's be reasonable, because let's just say your business does grow because this person has entered into your life. Let's be fair about certain things. But still
of course.
protect yourself. So I do agree with it, only because of how you see people are nowadays. Maybe back in the day when people really stuck through relationships and marriages through ups, downs, in and out. You kind of don't get that today anymore. So it's kind of like you just never know who you really marry until a situation happens, and you just don't want to be one of those people where
they just take you up.
They just get change into a person that you don't know, because you see people who are so in love in the beginning and you never think they'll separate, but as soon as it's time for divorce, you start seeing the real nastiness, and it's just like, oh my God, like I can't believe you are that type of person. Yeah. So I do think just because of how dynamics have changed today, you do need to protect yourself.
And I think it should be a conversation. I think like when you guys are dating and you guys are having the marriage conversation, and if you are a person that feels like, you know what, I am going to most definitely have you sign a prenup, like I think that you should make that person aware of where you are with that. So now it gives them the chance to say, okay, well, that's fine. I understand, and I'm going to, still be with you, and we're going to be good. So I think you should definitely be vocal about that. That's something you should know. Like somebody need to know you got an STD. Yeah. Like I think that you need to. Oh, that's please. Important.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So that's really important.
So what you think, JoJo?
Think y'all crazy? No, I understand the reasons for the prenup.
Yeah, I heard that all over your voice.
But I ain't signing one.
And that's fine. Well, see, but that wasn't the question though. Like
I'm just saying, I'm not signing one. And if I were like, I guess I don't want to say poor, but like if I didn't have money and I was marrying this rich man, and they required or they wanted one, I would tell him hell to the no, because I'm going back to old school.
You thinking about divorce before the relationship?
Yeah, like if we already planning for the divorce, then what's the point in getting married? And I know you're supposed to be planning to be safe and blah 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 blah, but I just like my values are so different. Like I'm going into a marriage with the intention on being with you for the rest of our lives, and so for me, I just personally want to do it. And so that if we did get divorced, hopefully not. And it got ugly, then we just gonna have to deal with the ugly and duke it out. Like that's just.
So is it that you don't believe in prenups, or you just wouldn't sign one? Because I'm gonna call bullshit if you say you don't believe in prenups.
I understand why they exist.
No, I'm gonna give you an example. Wait a minute. If your son, if you happen to have high 7-figure money, and your son's about to get married, don't tell me that you're not going to say, son,
have us sign a prenup,
because it's family money at that point.
And
right. So you got to protect family money. So because there's only really two reasons you do prenups. One, if you're a 70-plus-year-old man and she's 30, or in her 20s, there's a reason she's with you. So that's prenup. Or if it's family money, generation to generation money.
You have to protect.
You have to protect the family money.
Because wolves come in all types of attire.
You saw Candy with me.
And the most nicest attire.
Right. Now, it should have a time on it, don't you think?
It would be nice.
But I know if your son would bring home somebody with no money.
I do think there should be a time limit.
There should be a time.
Well, when you say it like that, I have to be honest and say if we had some generational, coins going on.
But that's when the conversation.
That is when it happens.
That's when you have a conversation.
Yeah, you have
me.
Because I don't have prenup money.
When I think about it, like now, even if I were marrying into someone who had like a lot of money, I would be like, we gonna be together forever.
Or I wouldn't mind, like you said, like the time limit. Like, okay, I understand that, everybody feels a certain way. So it's like, I understand. I appreciate you for having this conversation with me, And if you love them enough, you're gonna say, okay, that's no problem. But we need to have a time. I'm just saying, if you're comfortable with it, and like you said, adding the time limit. Right. Okay, so we exceed 5 years. Right.
Then it goes away.
It goes away.
It should dissolve.
Because I know I'm an added value here at this point now.
I mean, you add value day one.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, if you think that...
I would say more like 10, 15
I added value before you decided to marry me. That's why you want me to be your wife.
But I mean, the financial weight of it, by that time you have definitely helped build some businesses. You have helped buy some property. You have helped create some things. Right. So...
some things are priceless.
But you know darn well that if that man is 70-plus-year-old and it's a woman your age, if there's a woman your age marrying a 70-plus-year-old man,
then you should.
Then he shouldn't be marrying that young girl if he thinks.
whoa, wait a minute. That's the beauty in life of being a man. As long as we stacking up chips, we can always get what we want.
Saying,
that's the beauty of being a man.
I'm not saying don't get married, but I'm saying if you now are questioning like, oh gosh, she's only 25 right now, she probably wants.
We know why she wants us.
Why you married? But why you married?
So she stays right there, so I don't have to go very far.
I'll treat you right. I do all that. I get that.
Because prostitution is illegal, so if I just
go ahead and marry you and I give you
it's cheaper
to
keep her,
but
right?
that's what comes with it then. Well, you don't get no prenup.
But that's when
you get a prenup, but I'll give you a little something.
Yeah, but you ain't getting everything.
No,
you ain't getting everything.
If you're in that situation, honestly, the smartest thing for you to do is while you have him and maybe in whatever doubt he's giving you because he's now talked about prenup, be creative. Think about a business that you want. Think about things that you can actually. So if it does decide to go
make it
to
a
the
business
left,
transaction,
and that's a smart way to do
take
it.
that money and invest in yourself.
Exactly. So if he decides to say,
this doesn't sound like love and relationship. It sounds like just hustling.
No, but it's the truth.
No, it's just what I'm saying is
if you're gonna be secured, I'm gonna be secured.
Now,
so
the
dynamic of people
completely.
have just changed. It's not the same as when our parents.
But
nothing's the same.
But that's
just
the
not the
sad
same
part.
Yeah.
Because people, I think, are understanding. If I'm not happy and I've tried, I'm getting out of it. You know what I mean? So you have to.
The problem is people don't try anymore either. They're so quick to say.
I said that dynamics have totally changed. People aren't sticking it out. People aren't staying for the better of the worse or the
but
rich
most
or
relationships aren't truly trying.
But now let's take it. If it's like an athlete, athlete, and this guy's only got like 7 million or lower, something like that. And I know I said it only, but I'm being realistic here. And then I think I'd laugh in his face and say, brother, you don't have prenup money. Don't think that your little 7 million.
I agree with that.
You don't have prenup money. You have 100 million. 50 million. Now that's prenup money.
Right.
I do agree
7
with that.
million. Now, if you're out there, you're a guy out there. Look. I know you have $7 million. That's good. You're playing ball. You're making money or something. You're making money, yes, but that's not the kind of money where you want to destroy this relationship we have.
Right.
You have 100.
Because that 7 million can go.
Listen, you can buy anything at that point.
That's what I was saying.
Because you have FU money. You don't just have prenup money. You got FU money.
Yes.
Right.
7 million is not FU money.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I agree with that. If you have that amount of money, then yes.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately, you're going to have that.
You have to protect
difficult
yourself.
Conversation.
Because you saw what that guy just gave up, but he needed to give it up. That was a long-term relationship.
Amazon?
The Amazon.
Yeah, but that's
billions.
Yeah.
She deserves that. Because he built that whole thing while they were together.
Right.
But now the next person he gets with?
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that woman's not. She's signing a prenup.
Right.
She's signing a prenup.
But I think that's the difference.
She said
He's the richest man in the world.
Right.
And he's going from being the richest man in the world to now being number 2 because his wife is
right. She's
now
the richest.
Now they side by side.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's fine though because the different sacrifices they made together.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine.
The different loans her name went on to help him. So
my wife deserves half of everything.
Yeah, and that's just the way it should be. That's why I said if we're doing this together and we're doing all
bottom,
this,
and
then 20 years later, 30 years later, we just it's not working for us.
Right.
Then
100%. Because my wife has made sacrifices. I've been with my wife 25 years married. She made sacrifices to raise this family. So if you don't put value on that and you think, because Louis is the one out there making all the money and she gets to stay home. No. The reason I'm allowed to go out there and hustle the way I do, work the way I do, is because she takes care of the home.
Right.
And she makes it easy for me to just come home and I don't have all those responsibilities of home that are, to me, I don't want to do anyway. Right? So it's a good partnership. Right. And so she deserves everything. That's different. That's a whole other ball.
So if you do sign a prenup, make sure there is a clause in there. Because that's how a lot of people get screwed too. There's no clause, and then you be with someone for all those years, and you signed saying I'll take $2 million, and now y'all have $100 million, and you still getting $2 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you'd be a mad.
So it should be something in there that says after this many years, our value has gone up to this. I should get this percentage or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I definitely say if it is a situation when you have to sign one, then it definitely should be a clause.
Yeah.
Like if y'all exceed a couple years, then hey.
And let's get real.
It's
if you're with someone who has that kind of money where they made you sign a prenup, don't tell me you can't sneak a little money away at a time.
Just be smart.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
you can be buying stuff, returning it, buying stuff, returning it, and you can stack up money on the side.
Get your credit right. Get everything for you on point.
Credit.
Plus you meet all his friends. You meet all a bunch of other rich people.
Yeah. That's the thing right there. Be smart about it and just get yourself in a stable position where if he decides to walk away,
absolutely,
you are Gucci.
Yeah.
But do y'all
without
hear,
protesting?
Do you hear the conversation?
There's no love in relationships here.
No love and relate. Like why?
You're the one that brought up prenup.
It's relationship.
But why are you getting married if you're going in something thinking like, okay, just in case, let me put this to the side.
You do that in partnerships, though.
You do
because you do that in partnerships.
Because you trust.
You still have to.
It's a big trust.
And
the love is semi. The love is there, but the first
it's not real love.
Let me tell you something. When you're in the court system, in the divorce court, there's nothing about love in there. Right. It's all about business transaction at that point.
I know, but we're not talking about the end. We're
talking
about
the contract.
You still want to protect yourself.
Marriage is a contract.
It is.
At that point.
Yeah. If I'm going, I'm tell y'all now. If I'm going in it like that,
Everyone I know that's married says married.
Like that's because you don't have $100 million.
So
if you had $100 million, JoJo, you think way different.
If she's living her life like at that point, at that height, and you meet this fine, handsome
I'm not
young man
about
who
the other
makes.
person. I agree with the person who's making $100 million thinking that way. I'm saying the other individual in it. Like if you're going in it for the right reasons, loving this millions heir of a man, and you go in it like, okay, I'm gonna put this up, put that up. They really aren't marrying that person for the right reason.
Once they have that prenup talk, now you are thinking about it.
You know what I mean? Like not the $100 million man,
the $7 million
man, the woman who's going in marrying this guy who has all this money, and they're supposed to be marrying each other for love. Like if she goes in it already like.
No, but I don't think that's what it is. Once I get that part, but I guess I'm coming from the fact of once he finally sits you down and lets you know, hey, we are getting serious. I bought you that beautiful ring, but now we have to have this talk. And so once you are aware, because it was love, you're operating from the right place, but now you know how he really feels about this whole prenup ordeal. So now you got the information. Now you got to start doing things in the same way, but just keeping it to the point where you are you're safe regardless. So if he decides next month, 2 years to say, you know what,
I disagree.
I had you sign the prenup.
I got a shock in here. It doesn't just go he. My brother signed a prenup. My brother signed it.
Yeah, well, we were saying he because of that, but she.
No, I understand. What I'm saying, it was family money. My brother signed a prenup, and if you love somebody and you know you're into it for the right reasons, then who cares what you sign? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like my brother never even said, "Hey, should I sign?" He didn't. He didn't play with it at all. Yeah. It didn't bother him at all. He says, "I don't care. It's not. Look, I didn't make that money. It wasn't money I made."
Exactly.
He goes, I love her. So I'm signing it.
Whatever.
But did he
Whereas I would have went into a little bit. Wait. I don't know if I want to sign it. My brother's all good. My brother's like, I love her.
He loves her. But did he ever open up to you about, well, I'm thinking about this business idea and I want to get, or he just works.
He's an attorney though.
That's scheming.
He's an attorney. Exactly.
But that's not prenup money.
No,
but that's scheming.
That's not scheming.
It is. Like,
so what about the prenup coming up to you?
Basically, what you are saying is like,
that's no scheme.
It is. If you are about to marry a guy, right,
and he pulls out that prenup paper, then that's already a shocker because y'all didn't even have this conversation.
But we're talking about somebody again. What we said with hundreds of millions of dollars, like just respecting the fact this man has hundreds of millions of dollars. If we divorce for a certain reason, you're gonna get a couple mil, but you're not gonna get half, sister. Like that is. Okay, baby, it is what it is. I love you enough. If you go back then and you go sit down and think, well, now he want to give me a prenup, then I'm going to start putting money to the side and blah, blah. Like, that is not, like, love. Like, that is to me, some other crap.
But I would do it.
But
I just got to be honest.
It's secure.
There's no doubt that I would buy some items.
Life is about security. So once that person has told you, and yes, you're going to get a certain amount, if that happens, but you're also now not thinking like, you know what, okay, he's letting me know this. Like he's telling you.
To me, that would mean you marry me for the wrong reasons.
No,
honestly.
that doesn't.
If I was on the other side, I would feel like. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen by default. Like you buy stuff, you get a business, like you start a business and stuff by default.
I think it's smart.
But if you go in it like trying to, like you're basically preparing for the end just in case he leaves.
Yeah.
Like
that's why he's giving you a prenup.
Into it with the right like heart.
Well, no, you're not. No, it's not going. It's not going
saying.
into it. It's once he said,
like you're already planning.
No, listen, it's not going into it because you are already involved in the relationship. It's once he finally, whether it's in the middle of the year, whether it's 3 years down, he finally decides to say, "Hey, he's bringing the prenup paper out." Okay, so now
I got it.
So now that he has brought you the paperwork, now you have to decide, okay, I'm cool with that, but at the same time, I just want to make sure that I'm secure. So that business I was thinking about last year, let me go ahead and create that so I have my own thing going on. So if he decides, you know what?
You should already been thinking that anyway. Like,
but not everybody's thinking that way though. So I'm putting it out there that yes, if you find yourself in this situation and you're 3 years in and he does decide to or she decides to bring out the prenup paper, that's a good thing to start getting yourself in position so that way you can have your own business so you can still have your life that you want.
And I'm saying you a gold digger if that's
my recommendation.
No, you're being safe.
No, I'm saying they're being a gold digger because if
you're not going in it thinking about money.
No, yes, you are. If you're talking about somebody getting a prenup means that y'all are not married yet, and because this man with millions of dollars has told you that I'm gonna require us a prenup. Then and you're like now like, oh, now all of a sudden you gonna start this business because just in case he leave me 2 years from now, I've started this business. Like no, like
that's
already starting the business like just because you want to start
but not
the business.
Everybody would want to start a business like that. So I'm
you guys are gonna have to continue this on another show.
Well, either way it goes, just always make sure that you're safe and secure. Either way that it goes,
I understand.
Find someone in your own financial bracket and build it together. That's my recommendation.
That makes sense why people want prenups because if people think like that, shit. I mean, no, but
I just think that's smart.
No,
it's like Black China. Like she got lashed. She got lashed. So now, after not being with these individuals anymore, she's still good and can still run her business and maintain it.
But you also talking about a gold digger.
I'm gonna let them keep going while I start doing the final music.
Who is living very well,
right? Which I respect all day long. Like I know plenty of gold diggers. I'm fine with it. But she's a gold digger. Well,
guess what?
You gave
where
me a gold digger.
All my diggers at? Where all my diggers at?
You a gold digger.
She ain't messing with the broke.
Hey, I ain't mad at her. Listen, we about to leave y'all. So y'all heard what I said. If you got hundreds of millions of dollars, watch out for the Constance B's in the world. Okay,
no, that's definitely not true.
Telling you. And then
women be smart, men be smart.
You can be smart without being a gold digger.
That's
eat plant-based like a boss, you guys. Angela,
a gold digger.
Bentley, Henry. I think we learn things new every day, and it's okay. I still love you, gold digging and all. I love you to pieces. I used to be a gold digger.
Can I get a loan?
Me too.
When I get that business, I will surely do it. I will
help me with one too. Shoot, I'll give you your investment money.
Yeah.
I guess we out, yeah. Yeah. Another great week.
Yeah.
Another great week.
I never even went out with a girl who could have gave me a prenup.
Me neither.
And we going in.
I'd like the opportunity to say no.
Just marry for love, y'all. Marry for love.
My next one's gonna be 70
be smart
plus.
If you have millions,
super rich,
and trillions and billions.
No, I already married for love. The next one ain't for love.
It's gonna be for money. Business transaction.
Yes.
Ching cha ching.